Hey everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago video onto the channel today. Now, if you remember back on Friday, I made a video talking about why LEGO needs to stop region blocking when they upload Ninjago episodes, because I was tired of it. And in my mind, at the time, there was no point in them doing it, because they literally have the solution in their hands. That was until later that day, when a good friend of mine, Rida, from the former Ninja Legends group that I was in, um, gave me the actual info, gave me more info, and I will thank them for giving me this info. So thank you, Rita. Thank you very much for giving me this information, because I did not know this even existed. So apparently they said that the reason that they region block these episodes is something called distribution contracts. If you don't know what distribution contracts are, it's basically a way of how countries can and will limit the distribution, I guess. Let me check this. Let me check it for a second. Okay, I went back on Discord because this was a conversation on Discord. So basically, the whole thing, Rita explained to me what distribution contracts are. And it's a long story, but to fully explain, it's basically that they make it available in some countries because there are no restrictions about distribution online, and block it in some other countries because TV services there have made a deal with LEGO about distributing the show. So it's all business stuff, nothing easily changeable at the moment. And I absolutely believe this. I believe that LEGO has made a deal with a lot of, corporations and companies like Cartoon Network, for example, to exclusively broadcast a show in a certain country, like how Cartoon Network is exclusive for the United States. Although I have heard rumors that it has aired on different channels in the US. I have heard about it, but I don't know if that is true or not. I can't confirm nor deny this. I know that in some other countries it airs on a different network, so possibly they have the rights to air it there. It's all legal mumbo jumbo at this point. However, Rita did give off a good point in that this might be changing if, and this is a big if LEGO does not renew these contracts, or if they change the conditions of said contracts, which I believe a lot of Ninjago fans have mentioned ages ago about possibly LEGO changing the conditions of the contract that they have with Cartoon Network, or just basically canceling that contract altogether. I've seen people talk about that, and honestly, it would be a wise move at this point, considering I don't even think Cartoon Network is ever going to air Ninjago ever again. So, in the United States, there is some legal ways to watch it, but it's very, very hefty with money, especially if you have Netflix. And if you're not paying for your Netflix, you have no right to talk about how Netflix is the best option. Just saying. And then this whole conversation talked about where, a lot of people think Netflix is the best option, and I absolutely can see why. Netflix is super popular and whatnot. It's like one of the biggest streaming services on the earth right now as I speak. I think it is the biggest. It's either the biggest or the second biggest, because I'm thinking about Disney Plus being up there as well. But anyways, I talked about why can't they just put it on like something like Tubi TV or Pluto TV, where it's free, but ads are the ones that are supporting them. Considering there's no difference between that and TV. And honestly, I could live with that because, I understand, because, the advertisements is how they make money. And besides, the advertisements for some of these services are a lot shorter than the ones you actually get on mainstream TV. Because I feel like mainstream commercials last around like 3 minutes, whereas Pluto TV could be about that same length. But Tubi is a little bit weird. Sometimes it could last as short as like 15 seconds and upwards as a few minutes. So it really depends on the luck of the draw. That's from my personal experience from watching with Tubi TV. Then we move further down into the conversation, and maybe this is more popular in the USA because I live in the USA, but obviously through not the rest of the world. And then I brought up the idea that most of Ninjago's fan base is in the US, which Rita countered this with saying that it's more popular actually in European countries, which that doesn't surprise me considering Lego is obviously a Danish company, since, it would obviously be popular in like Denmark and the United Kingdom and all those surrounding countries. But I was a little shocked to hear about that because I was sure that most of Ninjago's fan base was in the United States. And and Rita pointed out that Ninjago is actually one of the top 5 most watched cartoons in the country of Spain. Spain. Yeah, that country. And I was really impressed with that, honestly. I never knew it was that popular there, and it's the same thing, according to Rita, in France, Germany, and the Netherlands. So if any of you live in those countries, can you back this up for them? Because I want to believe it, but I just want to have like solid proof that yeah, it is that popular over there, and more so than it was in the US. And so that's kind of where the conversation sort of died, essentially. It kind of shifted afterwards. But yeah, I definitely could see this being the reality of the situation, where it's basically almost impossible to get just one streaming service to get all the episodes of Ninjago. Because I remember Netflix had some issues with that as well. I remember, was it a year ago or a few months back? Sorry, as I was saying, it would be almost impossible for one streaming service to have every single episode in Ninjago. And I mentioned before, Netflix has had those issues before, because I remember in a few months back, in the United States, for some reason they had, what was it, the Fire Chapter episodes, but not the Ice Chapter episodes for season 11. And in the UK, it was the opposite, where they had the Ice Chapter episodes, but not the Fire Chapter ones. It was weird, because Netflix is sort of questionable, especially with, a lot of their practices and whatnot, so it may not be the best option. So I feel like we don't really have a genuine option for what's to come. Maybe sometime in the future sometime in the future, within the next few years, maybe some of these corporations will finally get their head out of their ass and say, hey, let's actually provide a streaming service for just these types of shows. Like Lego makes a Lego streaming service where it's like you could stream all the Lego content you want. They could have Chima on there, Nexo Nights, Lego Friends, Lego Ninjago, everything, even Mixels, because I even think the Lego Mixels mini shorts were pretty underrated, if I say so myself. So yeah, the whole likelihood of the situation, the whole thing I'm trying to say is, it's basically, at this point in time, it's not likely we're gonna get a conclusive answer to this problem anytime soon. And that's not me trying to sound like a cynical asshole, but it's just the reality of the situation. We're just stuck in a position where we have to kind of like hop from like one streaming service to another just to find certain episodes. Like on Tubi TV, it only has season 1 to season 7, and Pluto TV has season 1 to season 9. So if you wanted to watch it on Pluto TV, you would have to watch just 8 and 9, because Tubi TV has 1 to 7, and it's just madness at this point. I don't know how, this is just for the United States, at least for me personally. I don't know how it works in other countries. I want to hear your stories of you constantly having to switch between services to just find some Ninjago episodes. Maybe you even had to pay for some of these. Maybe you even have to pay for some of these episodes, because I know some people actually had to pay money just to see those episodes. And I wish that wasn't the case, but unfortunately that's the world we're living in right now. But anyways, what do you guys think about these distribution contracts that make Ninjago easy to find much, much harder. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you have any stories about constantly switching between services, your struggles of fighting Ninjago episodes, please let me know as well, because I just want to hear some of those. But anyways, hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, and click on the notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see all you folks in the next video. Bye bye!